Alright, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hey Miku, hey Andy, and of course Encrypted Printer. Alright guys, welcome to another stream. We're gonna be playing some Zombies Ate My Neighbors tonight. And yeah, this was a personal favorite of mine back in the day. A friend introduced me to this probably in, when did this game come out? 93 or so? Probably 94-ish. It's probably when he introduced it to me. And I had to have a copy. I ended up getting a copy for my birthday, I think, that year. And man, it was a ton of fun. I played the hell out of this game back then. That said, it's not one of those games I go back to frequently. It's once every few years I'll play it once, and so I don't know this like the back of my hand like I do other games I play in this channel. I think we'll still do okay though. I did play it so much back in the day that it usually comes right back to me whenever I play it again. So what's going on, everyone? Welcome back as usual. So we got Kenny, Tyga, Drilly Press, obviously Miku, Andy, Encrypted Printer if he's still there. Oh man, this is gonna be a slow night. I don't think I got enough sleep today. I woke up about an hour and a half ago, and I got home from work and I was tired, and I was like, you know, it was like 9:30 in the morning. I was like, I should go to sleep. Instead, I fired up Dark Souls on the 360, and I think I played it till like 2:30 p.m. Yeah, so I probably got 4 hours of sleep at best. Oh man, well that's okay. I've got my monster drink here to get me prepared. Wow, so we got quite a few people here that haven't played this game before. Wow. I mean, it in a way it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I don't think it was a bomb, but I don't think it sold as well as, you know, typical, like, you know, popular games from back in the day. I think it still did decently, because it's not like a rare game, which indicates that, you know, it sold at least okay, but it's not, you know, your Super Castlevania 4 or your Mario World or games like that, Donkey Kong Country. But I remember probably 9, no, I'd probably say about, yeah, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, when, like, you know, dedicated retro gaming videos were becoming really popular on YouTube. Happy Video Game Nerd covered this game, and I remember that being one of the earliest videos I ever saw on YouTube dedicated to retro gaming, and not just like a playthrough or something like that. It was like a dedicated, you know, look at the game and review of the game, and I thought that was really cool, and that really took me back when that first came out. But man, it's funny thinking just like that early YouTube video content is nostalgic for me now. You know, I've been watching this stuff for almost 10 years now. It's crazy. But yeah, when he did the video though, it almost seemed like after he did the video, like everyone knew about it again. Like, so it's interesting to me that some of you folks out there still haven't heard of this or whatnot. Yeah, so this is one of those games that I figured I'd do a live stream of, because for one, it's October, and two, I'll probably never be able to do a Let's Play on this game because I've never beaten it before. I've gotten to the final boss, but I've never been able to defeat the final boss. And Zombies Ate My Neighbors also has a few factors later on in the game that makes it really difficult to complete in one sitting. You've got to have some serious luck and probably more so than luck. You probably just have to really memorize the levels, and levels aren't small, as you can see. You know, it's 360-degree movement. You have to rescue civilians, and later on in the game they can get killed. I mean, they can get killed at any point in the game, but later on it becomes much more common, and if they die, it's instant game over regardless of how many lives you have. So some of the later stages in the game are absolutely brutal. So Karnov, no, not a full playthrough, absolutely not, but we're gonna see how far I can get, and I might have a surprise lined up for you afterwards. So, you know, once we're done with the Super Nintendo version, we might pop in a different version of the game. Hey Zanctum, how's it going? And Jason, what's going on? Christopher Margot. Alright, well, let's get this stuff out of the way. Let's go ahead and thank our Patreon backers as usual. So no new backers as of these last few weeks, but still I appreciate the support, and I feel obliged to throw your names across the screen every time we do a stream. That almost rhymed. Unintentionally. So... Alright, and as usual, of course, we're also going to throw the super chatters across as well. We've been having a lot of super chats recently, and some quite big ones. I need to figure out what to do here, because some of you guys have just been super chatting away, and you guys are awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the game. Alright, so you've got a password save system in this game. And you've got multiple characters you can play as. They pretty much both play identically, so it just depends on whether you want to play as the guy or the chick. And, alright, so Zombies Ate My Neighbors. You, basically just start off with this water pistol. Wow, they already got one person. That sucks. So you want to go around and you want to rescue these people that are just kind of hanging out. And I think actually having that one person die already is probably bad. It's been a long time since I've really dug into this game. I almost feel like, you know, you have a limited amount of I don't even know what I'm saying. I almost feel like the amount of people that you can rescue is finite, and as they die, when you go to subsequent levels, there will be less people to save, and thus you're closer to getting a game over every time someone dies. If that makes any sense. Probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alright, so yeah, again, you got your water pistol. This is your basic, you know, kind of like machine gun firepower. There's a lot of goofy weapons in this game. Here's a 6-pack of whatever beverage, you know, you want to imagine. So yeah, you just press the B button to scroll through your weapons. Here's a fire extinguisher, which will actually freeze enemies. Let's see if we can demonstrate that. So just like that, then you can switch over and kill them that way. You've also got, you know, use items, not just weapons, but, you know, like one-time use items. Like we've got a med kit up there. You just press A to scroll through those and then X to use those. I think that's everything for this level already, but let me just make sure. It's good to explore the stages because they have lots of hidden items and goodies and things like that, and you know, every item you get gets stashed into your inventory. Like here's a key. That key is going to come in handy later on in the game when we get close to running out of keys. So it's good to try to explore every level and get as much stuff as you can. This first level doesn't have a whole lot. Now, if I recall correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, especially if you guys are watching on the archive after the fact, some of these, like these cupboards and whatnot, the drops that come out of them, I think are random, and there's a very slim chance you can get a bazooka on the very first level. And if you do that, if you bust open this hedge, I think it actually reveals a warp to a secret level. I think it's the Day of the Tentacle level. So this game was done by LucasArts, you know, who did stuff like, you know, a lot of the old Scum point-and-click adventure games, including Day of the Tentacle. And so there's a Day of the Tentacle hidden level in this game that's, you know, basically a throwback to the actual Day of the Tentacle game. Hey, Cabal, welcome back. Yeah, Christopher, it does get pretty difficult, absolutely. Now, one other thing you have to start watching out for when you play this is when you open up like cupboards and trash cans and things like that, there's a chance that a monster can appear, and when a monster appears, you know, you lose health guaranteed, pretty much, which can definitely be frustrating. So there's risk versus reward involved when it comes to opening up objects. By pressing the R trigger, you can bring up this map, or radar, I should say. It's more like a radar. And the radar tells you where people are. And so there's a couple things I could do here. I could either use a key to go inside this house, or if I wanted to... Actually, let's make sure. Let's go back to the top, make sure there's no opening up top. Some of these houses later on in the game, yeah, like this door is already open. So when you see cracks in these walls as well, you can use the bazooka to bust through them. Also, there's a monster potion you can drink, which will turn you into this big hulking beast for a little while. I actually just picked one up. And the monster form can actually bust through these walls as well. Cabal, yeah, I'm doing okay now. Fortunately, the cold symptoms went away. Maybe it was from cranking, or maybe it was from drinking all that vitamin water. I don't know. Jesus Christ, I can't talk at all today. I am just freaking brain dead, so don't mind me, guys. It's gonna take a little while for me to wake up. I literally just woke up, ate food, fed the cat, and started this stream, so... Alright, so that's pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything else in this level, so, you know, we used the bazooka to bust open some hedges, got some extra items. Here is the decoy, which is pretty funny. The monsters will go after the decoy. So these actually come in handy later on. And here's our monster potion. We're not going to use it. There's a mystery potion as well, which can do a few things. I think it can even kill you. So, you know, risk versus reward. Right on, Smoke. Well, thanks for lurking, regardless. Hold on a second. Alright, so let's focus on getting our people first. A good rule of thumb is to try to just rescue your people first, and then go find hidden stuff afterwards. You get the little doll guys running around already. You can hear them making that sound. There's a lot of really good, you know, classic horror movie throwbacks in this game, and there are some elements that actually make it kind of creepy to play as well. Like, the game doesn't really take itself too seriously, which is awesome, but it still manages to be kind of scary sometimes. At the same time, it's interesting. Alright. Yeah, just gonna try to get well stocked up as much as we can. Like down here, I could use my bazooka to get some extra items. There's a health pack. Health packs are super important in this game. Because you get no... Do you get I don't think you get continues in this game. I think it's once you get a game over, that's it. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. A blonde Wayne Static. Alright, so against these guys, the Chainsaw Maniacs, it's good to try to just use some decoys. Yeah, so these levels can be pretty tough with the chainsaw guys. They just... You can see how they just bust through everything. I kind of feel bad for using my, my bazooka launcher, or my bazooka. Oh, geez. That actually works out. The sound effects in this game are great. Oh, man. Alright, now I gotta figure out how to get over. Because one thing okay. I was gonna say one thing I gotta do is try to get them to, oh, never mind, we're good. We got it. Alright, let's see what's up here. See, I actually wish I saved my bazookas, though, because, you know, there's a couple of hedges I could open. There we go. Yep, there's the monster I was talking about. Yeah, there's a bunch of hedges I could have opened. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could use a monster potion, but I'm not going to risk it. These are speed shoes. I could use those if I wanted. Yeah, so you get the weed whacker that can cut through anything you see in the ground. And it's actually a pretty powerful weapon in and of itself as well. Now, one of my only complaints with this game is I don't think there's a way to scroll through your weapons backwards. And, so what you're gonna find yourself doing is just, you know, constantly scrolling through your weapons and missing the weapon that you need and have to re-scroll all the way through your weapons again. There's another monster. And another one. Alright, so we gotta find this last person. Man, another one. I wonder if in certain cases if those monsters are in predetermined locations. Now these guys right here, you notice those like blobs they throw up into the air? That can land on victims' heads, and that will kill them as well. We'll go around one more time. Actually, you know, I should probably kill this guy first. Actually, no, let's just exit. What a waste. You don't have this on your flash card. You should definitely put it on your flash card, Andy. More shocking than level 5. Level 6. Pyramid of Fear. The level names are great as well. So occasionally on these pyramid levels, some of these walls will just close up behind you. And I think you can bazooka your way back through them. These are Pandora's boxes. Probably the most powerful weapons in the game, and you want to save those for super huge enemies. And you'll see what I mean by super huge in a little bit. Alright. Good stuff. One more level down. So there's a lot of levels in this game. It's something like I don't remember exactly. It might be like 45 levels or something along those lines. We're on level 7, so Dr. Tongue's Castle of Terror. So we still have a long way to go. These fireplaces or lit fires you can put out. Now, some levels also require you to get, I guess you can call it like a master key in a way, where it unlocks a very specific door, and that mechanic is only featured in a few levels. It's usually these castle type stages. Yeah, the soundtrack in this game is great. Uh-oh, we get the werewolves now. These guys are a pain. But if you use silverware, I think you kill them in one hit. No, don't do that. Yep. Because, you know, classic werewolf lore, silver hurts werewolves. Specifically silver bullets, but I guess silverware will do. Will I try to complete this game in one stream? I'm gonna try to get as far as I can, but I'm most certainly not gonna finish this game. Just because I've never beaten this before, so... I mean, if we magically just happen to beat this game, then awesome, but it's not gonna happen. Yeah, this game could be a little brutal in that, you know, it doesn't refill your health bar between stages. But that's why, you know, item management is extremely important. Your items don't go away between stages. So, like, I have 2 health kits right now. So I try to let my health bar get all the way down to 1 block left, and then I use a health kit. Alright, that's the last one. I want to check something real quick, though. Yeah, hidden area. Hey, Anthony, thank you for your tip, man. And this whole part right here is rather unnecessary. Here's our monster potion, but it gives us a 1-up. That blue potion is a ghost potion. I'm just trying to wait for this to wear off. Because I can open up these drapes. There might be another item behind there. So this is actually sort of a hint at what's to come. That doctor you saw, he becomes a constant threat throughout the course of the game. And basically becomes... the final boss, I think, near the end. He turns into, like, this massive spider. Yeah, so... if you're the kind of person that's really into secrets, you would like this game, because this game is... the levels are chock full with secrets like that. Lots of hidden things. And again, the game's got a ton of stages, and a lot of the stages have secrets like that. Alright, so this is where one of the huge enemies appears. Like I mentioned. We're gonna just run around real quick. Actually, you know, shoot. What I was gonna do is... yeah, let's just do speed shoes. My goal is to just save people first, and then deal with the baby afterwards. Unfortunately, we lost one, so... yeah, this is one of those ones that requires a key. A special key. We're gonna get that from destroying this baby. Never gotten much farther than past the sandworm. Couldn't beat the spider even with save states. Yeah, the spider is just really, really difficult. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. Let's see what we got here. Let's use our Pandora's boxes. Alright, let's go find some stuff. Yep, giant babies are creepy. I mean, babies in general are kind of creepy, right? But giant babies, holy crap. Especially when they could step on you. Yeah, the soundtrack in this game is just... It's unlike anything else you'll probably ever hear in a video game. I mean... like, they actually incorporate baby sounds into this, and it's not even like in like a creepy way or anything, it's just... It's goofy, and it's funny. I don't know. Like, on the first music track in the game, there's this constant, like, laugh track in the background that's like, ha 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 ha, like, over and over again. And then, like, in the music, it'll be like, there'll be some kind of rhythm, then it'll stop, and then you'll just hear one guy go, ha ha. Just, like, out of nowhere, and it's just, so many little details in the soundtrack in this game that just really makes it fun, you know. It's not something I'll listen to, like, on the radio, you know, on my car radio or something like that, but it's something I love to hear when I'm playing the game. It just fits so well for the game. Mall with the giant ants. We're actually probably not far from the mall with the giant ants, actually. You know, we're on stage 9 right now. Got him just in time. So you can actually use the fire extinguisher against these guys. Ooh, man, I'm getting lucky. And you know what? I'm gonna just... Nah, let's just keep exploring. Yeah, like health kit, that's really important. And unfortunately, when these guys slime you, you can't really do a whole lot about it. Brave Fencer Musashi. No, because I don't have it, and I've never really put much time into it. But if I had it, I would totally try to play it. So unfortunately, sorry to disappoint. I probably won't play that game. What's the going rate on that one these days, too, by the way? I don't remember. Always seemed like a fun one. Alright, bonus level. Mushroom Men. Yeah, I think the bonus level was actually because I got that... is it because I got the question mark? Or is it... I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and just use our health pack. Nice, extra life. $15? Really? Is that for a complete copy? That's not too bad. I should probably pick one up. I just realized I didn't need to use that key. Oh well. Oh, $40. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, Anthony. I guess I won't ever be playing Musashi. If it was $15, I'd buy it, but if it's 40, no thanks. Sorry, man. I do want to play the game, though. It always looked fun, and I missed out on it back in the day. That was close. He almost killed him. Yeah, if you see the victims like panicking, that means they're about to die. So you gotta watch out for that. My priority is to, well, aside from keeping myself alive, is to keep the victims alive as well. Because later on in the game, if too many of them die, it's game over, you know? So it's really important to keep them alive. Like, that was close too. Alright, where's the other person? There's one more. Yeah, this is the SNES version. Yeah, trust me when I say you'd be able to tell that. You'd be able to tell when it's the Genesis version. And for those of you guys watching on the archive, you can skip forward and you may or may not see the Genesis version. Actually, yeah, I think this maze of boxes over here houses our last person. Yeah. I was gonna say, I remembered something like that. Oh, no you don't. Wow. What is a cheerleader doing in a place like this? Yeah, we're just stocking up on good items. Monster potions, health packs, everything. Alright, I think that's it. That was a short level. Mars needs cheerleaders! Alright, no boots. Now we got some boots. Yeah, so these guys are super annoying. Man, those speed shoes don't last very long. Alright, we're just gonna get out of here. There's too much going on in that level. Those aliens are way too fast, and then you get the UFO up top trying to zap you as well. You destroy the UFOs with soda by tossing them at the opening, but it's pretty difficult. Really? I'll have to try that sometime. Shopping mall. Oh, those names never get old. Oh, come on. So now you can see how things start to become a little more difficult. We've already lost 2 people. And that was close. Almost another one. Hey Ryan, what's going on, man? I'm being dumb, but I also don't want these guys to die. Alright, where's the last one? What? Alright, there we go. Dinner on Monster Island. Making burgers in the apocalypse. I like the way that guy thinks. Yeah, freeze them then spray them with water if you're fast enough to scroll through all your damn weapons. That's one thing I'm having trouble with right now, is just scrolling through all my weapons. I'm not all that alert right now. He wears 3D glasses because it's a tribute to old 3D horror movies. That's all. Or the developers put it in as a tribute to those old movies. No, 3D movies go way back. They go way back. Give me that. That's right, the ants can actually take away the items. No, I lost it. One of the ants had a mystery potion. Level 17. Office of the Doomed. Hey, thanks, Cabal. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if anyone's missed that Let's Play, it was a pretty good run. Pretty good run. Much better than I was expecting. So if you guys want to see a pretty smooth playthrough of that game, definitely check that out. And if you need tips on how to get past any parts, that should definitely help you out. Oh, you dick. He just charged right for him. And another one. Yeah, see, that's not good. Our victim count is lower now, which means it's going to be a lot easier to get a game over. Yeah, so we got the question mark. That might take us to a bonus stage. God, I hate those guys. Yeah, the question marks give you the bonus levels. Someplace very warm. More ants, I think. Despite losing some victims, we actually haven't died yet. So that's good. Although it's not really gonna matter, yeah, not really gonna matter when, when we lose all our victims, because it's instant game over. Alright, I think that's it. Is there any way to earn new neighbors? I don't know. I feel like no. Oh, geez. These guys are the worst. They go right for the people. Come on. And he's dead. God. Yeah, there's another level like this right near the end of the game. And it's the exact same scenario. By the time you get there, you have like 2 victims if you're lucky, and they go right for them, and it's game over. Yep, it's made by LucasArts. So there's actually some LucasArts, there's nods to other LucasArts games as well. Like, there's a secret Day of the Tentacle level, for instance. Yeah, LucasArts was great. Oh, that's not good. He goes, ooh! The sounds in this game are so good. What? They turned into werewolves? What was that all about? Yeah, this is pretty horrible. I wasn't expecting to lose so many people. Yeah, this is gonna keep us on edge for the rest of the playthrough. Or attempted playthrough. Remember, this isn't gonna be a full run of the game. I've never beaten this game before, so it's highly unlikely we're gonna just magically beat this game in this sitting. I still have a lot of keys left too. Yeah, Herc's Adventure was another one by these guys that, you know, plays in a similar vein. It's different enough, but it is similar, and it's a good one to check out. The tourist neighbors can turn into wolves on levels where it turns from day to night if you take too long to save them. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, so there's only 3 victims left. Actually, these victims might be behind closed doors, so we might be okay. Yeah. They're locked away. Alright, monster potion time. amazing. We killed both of them with one monster potion. Tremors was an awesome movie. I love the first Tremors. Maybe that's how you get extra neighbors, because I don't remember, I thought we only needed one more left, or we only had one more left. The plates are effective on the tremors. Okay. Yeah, one thing I need to do sometime is just really sit down with this game on stream and like have a walkthrough up that has like all the weaknesses and stuff like that. That's something I've never done before, and I think it would be pretty handy to get a better grasp on this game. Hey, Dr. Clue, how are you doing? Wow, so you can actually hurt them. What? The more you know. That's awesome. Yeah, I never knew that back in the day. entranced by this game like a strange horror flick. Well, this game, you know, is basically a homage to classic horror movies, so... enjoy it. Revenge of Dr. Tongue. This might actually be our first big boss fight, if I remember correctly. Ah, Dracula. Or just a vampire. Oh, that's not good. Shoot. I still can't get over that silverware kills werewolves. That's awesome. Yeah, so this is pretty awful. I mean, we're doing really well in terms of lives. We haven't lost a single life yet. But we're doing really badly in terms of, you know, victims. You have time to get to them, Andy. You just need to know the levels, and you need to go for them first, whereas, you know, I've been taking my time grabbing items along the way and things like that, so... You know, it's not the kind of game where you're gonna get everything right in your first playthrough. Crap, crap, crap! How do you change to the correct weapon so quickly? You don't. Yeah, you just don't. But hey... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is that because we didn't kill the vampire? I think that might be. We didn't get the key. The Caves of Mystery. Oh great, he's dead. Jesus, man. He probably would have been fine if I didn't push him on the screen. Yeah, so we're down to just 2 people left. Great, these guys too. That's what I'm talking about. Those guys are the worst, man. They always beat you out of the water. Yeah, so this is pretty much it. We've only got, what, 1 victim left? Yeah, so we're done. I was expecting to last longer than this. I mean, we still haven't even died, but all of our victims are getting chopped up. And that's it. Game over. Well, that sucks. Hey, John, how are you doing? Well, darn. Alright guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to use the restroom. And, Yeah, wow, that just ended a lot sooner than I planned. I figured I'd get at least to level 30 something. But man, we had some really bad victim kills. Man, it's disappointing, but it's okay. The stream's not over. I've got another surprise for you that I wasn't originally planning on doing, but I thought it would be fun to do it since I can do it. But let me step away. I'm gonna put the old away message up. And I will be right back. All right. So we're gonna play the Genesis version of the game now, which is a version I haven't really put much time into, honestly. But I thought it would be fun to go ahead and play it on this stream. You know, since it's only been an hour and a half so far, and yeah, we've got a little more time to kill. Wow, these sound effects are really, like, scratchy. Wow, the sound is pretty awful in this version. I mean, I know Genesis sound can be hit or miss, but this is, like, really bad. And obviously the colors, too, but At least it's nice and sharp. The Genesis RGB is very good. Yeah, no, I was expecting the audio to be inferior. I mean, that's a given. But how inferior? Wow. Okay, well, let's play it. Let's play it anyway. And actually, his hair probably looks taller because I've got the image stretched a little bit. Oh, this one actually has options, though. Hey, at least there's that. Let's see what the old crop is looking like here. No, it's about right. Okay. Oh wow, the controls are reversed in this one. Oh jeez, I'm gonna have to get readjusted to the freaking controls, man. They're the exact opposite of the Super Nintendo version. Oh jeez. Alright guys, let's not get into Genesis versus Super Nintendo debate and flame wars. Save that for the message boards. But, you know, the Genesis sound chip was vastly different from the Super Nintendo sound chip, and it's as simple as that. You know, you're talking FM synthesis versus, you know, straight sampled sound. So... the Super Nintendo sound chip was pretty impressive for the time, all things considered. Genesis could sound good, but even when it sounded its best, it still sounded vastly different from the Super Nintendo. And that's one of the great things about that generation is, you know, you had similar consoles that had vastly different traits. You don't have that these days, you know. So there was definitely some variety back then. Yeah, so we'll kind of see what happens here. Actually, no, the controls are the same. Wait, no they're not. Yeah, they're reversed. Durr. Yeah, what I wonder is if this version's tougher than the Super Nintendo one, or if it's easier. Or if it's about the same. So far, it seems about the same. In terms of the gameplay. Well, no music on the pause screen either. One thing I actually do kind of like is the sidebar. It's kind of nice not having your map screen or radar take up like the actual gameplay screen. I mean, technically the Super Nintendo one definitely looks better, but I think functionally speaking, the Genesis one is actually a little bit better. Then again, the Super Nintendo one gives you the choice, but I don't know. It's kind of nice having just that whole bar in the right. It's easier to keep track of things. For me, anyway, it seems like it. I mean, this version doesn't seem rushed. I mean, contrary to what one of you guys said in the chat, I mean, this is typical Genesis for back in the day. A lot of Genesis games, you know, had lower color counts, naturally, kind of crappier sound. You know, this is especially talking about the multi-plat releases. I mean, it runs fast and it plays well. So, oops. I'm still getting screwed by the reverse controls. Alright, I think that's it. Oh yeah, yeah. Even the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube generation, you could tell which system you were playing. Well, maybe less so between the Xbox and the GameCube, but between the PS2 and the other two platforms, yeah, there you could tell there was a difference. I don't know, when people want to hear like really good Genesis music, I usually tell them to listen to something like Mega Turrican. Yeah, Mega Turrican's a great one. I mean, any of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, those are fantastic soundtracks. I mean, there's fantastic music, and then there's great sounding music, and I mean, these games have the benefit of both, of having both great tunes and great sounding tunes. But yeah, those are probably the best examples of, you know, really high quality Genesis music. And then when you want more edgier electronic music, electronic style music, you know, the Jesper Kid stuff is really top notch as well, like Subterranea and specifically Adventures of Batman and Robin. But you're still getting a vastly different sound than what you had with, you know, other systems at the time. Castlevania Bloodlines is one of those games that has wonderful music, but the quality is just eh. Streets of Rage 2, no, that's a really nice high quality soundtrack, absolutely. I mean, good tunes, but it's just, you know, Yuzo Koshiro did a fantastic job on the Genesis. Yeah, so if you've never played this game before and you only have a Genesis, well, for one, shame on you for not having a Super Nintendo, but two, this isn't a bad way to play the game. It's not the ideal way to play the game, but it's still a good game. I mean, the gameplay is all there. It's pretty much identical from what I can tell. And sometimes, like, my A button's not doing anything for certain weapons. Echo the Dolphin? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't remember the music being very good at all in the Genesis one. I mean, Sega CD, on the other hand, but that's... that's a totally different scenario. Monster Potion. Actually, I think I remember the Genesis tunes being somewhat memorable, but, you know, the quality was just kind of the usual subpar Genesis quality for that time period. Very typical from Western developers in particular. I need to get over, but I can't remember how. Earthworm Jim is kind of like, The music kicks ass on the Genesis, but the sound effects sound like doo-doo. You know, whereas the Super Nintendo version of Earthworm Jim in particular has a better balance between, you know, good music and good sound effects as well. Earthworm Jim on Genesis, though, might have better animation than the Super Nintendo one, though. So there is that. Level 5. Weird kids on the block. I have a whole lot less keys than I did before, too. Taiga, yes, they are. Ryan, yeah, no, this pieces of sound hardware differ vastly, man. Try recreating strings or synths, not synths, strings or pianos or flutes on the Genesis hardware. It's pretty much impossible. This pieces of sound hardware are vastly different, so you got to keep that in mind when you're talking about the two. Oh, I wasn't focusing on my health. Oops. It's okay. Yes, you absolutely do not get similar results. Even the best in the Genesis is vastly different from the best in the Super Nintendo. End of story. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Never mind. For Christ's sake. That's why I hate getting into these system versus conversations. People get sidetracked and can't keep focused about what the actual point of the conversation is. Yeah, Draken has lots and lots of reverb. Okay. Yeah, so that's just like in the Super Nintendo one, where... Yeah, okay, I see what you guys are saying now. The stage starts off in daytime, and there's, the tourists. And if it turns to nighttime, the tourists turn into werewolves. And you lose those, you technically lose those victims. That is incorrect, Ryan. The Genesis's competition was not the NES. Sega would have been stupid to not think about Nintendo's potential featured platform. And the PC Engine was already on the market in Japan by that point. So, well, yes, technically its competition was originally the NES. Sega would have been really short-sighted to think that the Genesis was only going to compete with the NES for the next 5 years. Remember, these companies think far ahead into the future. The Genesis grittiness has nothing to do with the lack of reverb. It has everything to do with FM synthesis versus sampled sound. Analog versus digital, essentially. Well, analog versus digital is probably not the right way to put it, but... That is one way to put it, but not the only way. Yeah, I know, Exeter. I've played this game before. Like, for the last 2 hours. I'm trying to get the, victims first. Actually, I think I have to kill him, that's right. See, that is actually kind of cool, though. That's a different effect. See, in the Super Nintendo one, when you attack big enemies like that, they just blink, and this one they actually do a little bit of a deformation, which is kind of cool. Look at that. In the Super Nintendo, they would just blink and disappear. That's neat. Yeah, so in terms of victims, I think we're about on the same track as we were in the Super Nintendo version. Which is not good. Dude, these reverse controls are still tripping me up, too. Well, of course you're going to perceive those as softer. They're generally softer sounds. Soothing to the ears. I mean, that's just kind of common sense. But I mean, if you want bigger soundtracks that sound more electronic-y, then you want to look at stuff like Super Turrican or Super Adventure Island, stuff like that. Space Megaforce. I don't know, I always thought Super R-Type had an awesome soundtrack. Energetic at parts. Oops. I'm not watching my health in this one. Right, we know you appreciate both, Ryan, and I think all of us do. Captain Obvious. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care what you guys like, because I know you guys probably already like both. What I'm trying to get across is why they're different. Not whether you like them or prefer one over the other. Bergier, it absolutely does, yeah. I got an SNES Classic a couple weeks ago, and so we were actually playing a little bit of Final Fantasy III last week on that, and man, that takes me back. That soundtrack is just a masterpiece. Right from the get-go. Well, quit arguing, man. It's annoying. Seriously. I don't like arguing. But I do want people to get their facts straight, that's all. And be a little more concise about what they talk about. Where's the last victim? Did he have a skull shirt in the Super Nintendo one? I'm pretty sure he did. I don't remember. Oh, I give up. Let's see. Oh, and it was... Yeah, in the Super Nintendo one, there was a gold piece on that right-hand side. It's not there in this one. What's with the crackling? That's just this version of the game. Hey, Pinhead John. Yeah, no, totally, Bergier. Everyone's gonna have their own preferences. But it's just kind of annoying when, like, we go from a conversation about, you know, more technical aspects to, oh, this is what I prefer, this is my opinion. It's like, no, it's not what the conversation was about. Stay on track, people. Wow, game over already. That is awful. Yeah, it's because I wasn't watching my health at all. Yeah, everyone's got their preferences, absolutely. I totally understand that. We're gonna go to Game Packs and pick up a password and continue off, because I want to do a little bit more than just, you know, 15 minutes of this version. Yeah, myself, you know, I was a Nintendo kid, you know, because I was at the mercy of what my parents got me, and, you know, started with an Atari 2600, then they bought me a Nintendo Entertainment System, and then so naturally I went on to the Super Nintendo. But I began to appreciate the Genesis, you know, more towards the mid-90s when, you know, I had friends that owned Genesis consoles, and then I eventually got one for myself, and then a Sega CD, and then 32X, and then I was in both camps at that point, and then I began to appreciate both, for different reasons. But I know why, like, I appreciate them for those different reasons, because I know the differences in the, you know, the technical differences of the sound hardware and why they sound the way they do. And I don't even know what I'm saying here. But yeah, I totally understand when people are like, I like the grittier sound. Sorry, I'm looking up passwords right now. Let's see. But it's a... I think it's a pretty obvious fact of the matter that the Genesis sound hardware excels better at very specific things. Analog style electronic music is where the Genesis excels at. You know, the Just for Kids stuff is a shining example of that. It sounds like real electronic dance music, basically. The sound hardware was, you know, is good for. But the Super Nintendo is great for sampled stuff. Your real strings and pianos and stuff like that. You can't get that at all on the Genesis. And so they both have their positives and negatives. And they're both interesting for that. But practice, Andy, that's all. You gotta play the game and learn it. There's no, you know, secret trick to it. You just play it. Alright, let's try... I don't remember what level we were on. It was something like... somewhere between 5 and 9. Alright. It just goes ooh ha, and the Super Nintendo one it goes woo ha 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 ha. Toxic Terrors. Oh, this is actually we just played this level. It only start. Oh my god, these passwords suck. Really? All right, I'm not dealing with this garbage. We're gonna do some fun we're gonna experiment with some fun passwords. I'm not... seriously, whoever got to this level with only 2 victims needs a good kick in the balls. Let's do, let's try a bonus password. Hey, Sleeves, no worries, man. Welcome back. Yeah, it's always too expensive, Exeter. You know, those companies back in the day wanted to save as much money as possible per cart. You know, that's why games like Out of This World and the Super Nintendo ended up as they were. They could have been a lot better, but the publishers didn't want to pay for extra chips in the cart. Super FX was an option, and then when that was canceled, larger ROM chips were an option, and then Rebecca Heinemann, who programmed that game, has an interview on YouTube about that, and it really goes to show like how many games were how many console games back in the day were really limited by the limited scope of what publishers wanted to pay, you know. because adding those extra chips or larger ROM sizes into their carts, you know, meant less profit. If they decided to sell the cart at $50 or $60 or whatever the normal going price was back then. I know some games were 70 or 80 depending. But yeah, battery backup is another thing that adds to the cost. So you got larger ROM sizes add to the cost, extra chips, like in the case of the Super Nintendo or the Genesis, the SVP chip, and then you've got things like battery backups. That's something extra you've got to mount to the PCB, and the battery costs money as well, and you know, it all just costs money. And it kind of sucks because there's so many games back in the day that, like this, you know, you could potentially store your items if you had save slots, or games with high scores. Pretty much no game on the Genesis actually saves your high score, because none of them have, you know, battery backup. No one wanted to pay for it, and it's kind of a shame. This is interesting. In the Super Nintendo version, it'll actually automatically pick for you after a point. But in this one, it seems like it'll just sit here all day. That's cool. Alright, so this is apparently a secret password, or a bonus password. What? Okay, never mind, it just took us to stage 1. You know, one interesting thing is I don't think it tells you how many lives you have. I think it only tells you between stages. I think the Super Nintendo one might have been the same way. Yeah, well, the whole added special chips thing, that all depends on how the system's designed, and I don't think every platform back in the day had that capability. The Super Nintendo could be specifically expanded through the cartridge slot, and that's why, you know, they were able to basically expand the system, but within the carts itself, instead of having some expensive add-on. Now, I don't know if other systems were able to do that, like the PC Engine, for instance, you know, especially with those rinky-dink, you know, hue cards. You know, you could have, you know, larger ROM sizes on those, like with Street Fighter II Champion Edition. But as far as actual expandability from the cart port, I don't know. Yeah, John, blast processing it was still a gimmick, though. It was still a marketing gimmick for basically a legitimate programming trick, and I'm sure other platforms had similar programming tricks that, you know, the companies didn't ape with goofy marketing campaigns. So what about, aren't there passwords to the secret levels? Time to read a guide. Oh, these are for the Super Nintendo. Damn it. Come on. I wonder if the Super Nintendo passwords work in the Genesis one. Let's find out. Nope, doesn't work. That's not gonna work, yeah. Alright, Super Nintendo passwords do not work on this. Hey, see ya, Cabal. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, so it says here, see the ending and fight a boss. Welcome to LucasArts Games, and I'll get back to work. That's pretty cool. So it's like an interactive ending. Or is this just a bonus? He's got an axe in his head. There's the tentacle from Day to the Tentacle. I'm pressing the wrong button. That's pretty clever. Oh, I see why it says fight a boss. That floating head was, I guess, like a mini boss. Okay. That was pretty funny. Yeah, so you type in that password and you can get that secret level. Or see the credits, technically. I guess that's probably what normally happens if you beat the game. Just a wild guess. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing earlier. I was like, huh, it looks like it says zombies ate my stream. The saying may or may not be true. Let's try the last level. Level 45. Oh, 45 is not the last one. That's right. It's 48. Yeah, you don't get a password straight to the last level. You have to start a few levels before, if I remember correctly. Wow, and you start with nothing, too. And there's only one victim. Sleeves, I mean, it was okay. We played the Super Nintendo first, the Super Nintendo version first. We lasted about an hour and a half on it, and then got a game over. And then I switched over to the Sega Genesis version to show you guys what that one's like. And now we're just goofing off. We got a pretty early game over in the Genesis one, because I wasn't paying attention with my health. And we're probably just going to go ahead and end the stream here. Wow, he died. Yeah, we're probably just going to go ahead and end the stream. I think I'm probably just going to head over to Twitch. I got some Let's Play practice to do, and so I might as well get right to that. Yeah, I definitely ran out of steam. Yeah, it is a tough game. We got to the mid-20s on the Super Nintendo version. I was expecting to get to at least the mid-30s, maybe farther. The last time I played this game, I got to like the low 40s. So I was actually kind of expecting to get back up to that point, especially with how well we were doing with our items on the Super Nintendo one. But it's just the neighbors just kept getting killed. And I just when they all die in this game, it's game over. So. That's what makes this game really, really tough, is just the fact that, you know, when they all die, it's game over. I almost kind of wish, like, you could have just kept playing with, you know, you would sacrifice a lot of points. Because, you know, picking up the victims gives you a lot of points. Hey, see ya, Drilly. Okay, cool, Sleeves. Yeah, I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. There's a couple things I'm going to need to get prepped anyway for Twitch. But if you guys have any questions or comments or anything... Yeah, sorry for kind of like the lackluster commentary tonight. I was super tired and not in the best mood either. But, yeah, I'm gonna head over to Twitch. Like I said, I got some Let's Play practice to do, and I've got the Genesis hooked up now, which is what I need to do anyway, so... There is, Brian, in the Super Nintendo one, but the Genesis one on GameFAQs, they don't have any passwords that start you with a high amount of neighbors. So... No, sorry to hear that, Miku. Yeah, that, I could see that, Sleeves. Absolutely. Well, how that works, Sleeves, is when you rescue your last neighbor, the exit door appears. It's as simple as that. So, if there's only one neighbor to rescue, all you have to do is just rescue that one neighbor, and the exit appears. So you don't need to go collecting items. You don't need to get keys, depending on where the neighbor is. That UFO looks more detailed in the Genesis one. Is it just me? Yeah, that's interesting. It's still early enough for Andy. Right on, man. Yeah, you know, I might have to watch a speedrun of this game just to see how they do it, because that's really interesting to me. Especially if they've done it at, like, AGDQ or something. I'd like to hear the commentary with it. Alright, guys. As usual, I'm gonna go ahead and, once again, thank my current Patreon backers. Thanks, guys, for supporting my channel via Patreon. If anyone's interested in doing the same, as usual, links are in the description below, and in the description of any video on my channel. So thank you guys for your continued support. New Let's Play coming up on Sunday for Patreon backers. Actually, yeah, it should. One of the games I'm going to be practicing over at Twitch is probably going to be a Sunday post for Patreon backers. This upcoming Let's Play for Sunday for normal YouTubers is already up on Patreon. So for those of you guys that haven't seen that, those Patreon backers, feel free to check that out. Pretty good run of a pretty awesome game. And for those of you guys not on Patreon, that'll be published on YouTube on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I think you guys will really enjoy it. And yeah. And as usual, let me throw the super chatters by as well. Hey, no problem, Carl Jr. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to be going live on Twitch in just a few minutes, John. I have to, you know, set up the stream, which will only take a minute, but I'll post my Twitch link in the chat. So just head on over there if you guys want to hang out on Twitch. So, alright guys, you all have a good night. If I don't see you on Twitch, hopefully I'll see you next week, or at least in the comment section of one of my other videos. So, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. Still for the rest of the month, I'm doing Tuesday streams, so we're going to do one more stream on Tuesday this upcoming week, and then on Halloween itself. So if you can't catch me on Thursday nights, you can catch me on Tuesday mornings, Eastern Standard Time, around 8:30. So feel free to stop in then as well if you're bored. We got a few people stopping in this past Tuesday, which was nice. We got Andy in, which he doesn't normally tune in the mornings, but he was able to catch it on Tuesday morning. That was pretty cool. And we got some other new folks as well on the Tuesday stream. So yeah, if you got some time, if you're bored, feel free to say hi on Tuesday as well, for the next 2 Tuesdays. And then I won't be doing Tuesday streams anymore. Not consistently. I might still do one occasionally, depending on how I feel, but yeah, I wanted to get more content out for October, so I figured, you know, upping the stream count every week would be a way to do that. So alrighty guys, Twitch link is in the chat. I'll see you guys over there, or if not, I'll see you soon elsewhere. So take it easy, and take it easy.